everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Stephanie Panji, Senior Engagement Manager in AWS Skills Guild team, looking after the ASEAN region. In this session, I would like to share about the engagement between the AWS Skills Guild program and Gulld, one of the main telecommunication providers in the Philippines and a key customer of AWS. First, we'll observe how the telco industry has evolved over the past few decades and how its market players have been forced to adapt to keep up with consumer trends. We will be joined by Paul Pilley, Head of ISG Solution Chapters in Gulld, who will share with us about Gulld's journey and its relationship with cloud, as well as its commitment to the learnings of its people. Lastly, I will explain how Gulld works and share some of the plans we've got in place for Gulld's Gulld program. I hope you're looking forward to this session, and let's get started. First, we'll take a look at the evolution of the telco industry. But before we delve into the statistics, let's take our minds back to 10, 20, 30 years ago. When I was growing up in the 1990s, the only channel of communication was via the landline telephone at home. The first smartphone in its original form was invented in 1994, but it was nothing like what we're used to nowadays. I certainly didn't get my hands on one until the 2000s, when the mobile phone became the favorite accessory for most teenagers in developed nations. It was then also possible to access the internet through your phone, though most people would still do this via the dial-up internet at home. And fast forward to now, we have 5.11 billion unique mobile users in the world. That's out of the close to 8 billion people in the world population. We are now in a vastly different time compared to a few decades ago, and the way we communicate with each other has also transformed. The modern customer nowadays expect telco companies not just to provide connectivity via fixed line connections, but also through mobile, internet, and even for streaming of information and content. Telco companies' traditional revenue streams are showing a clear downward trajectory, so you can see why they have to constantly innovate to meet new demands and maintain their profit lines. This quote shows that the evolution of consumers' telco usage exists beyond our interaction with each other. It also has rewired the way we engage businesses and service providers. In this 2017 study across Europe, North America, and Asia, we found that while almost all consumers prefer to use messaging apps to chat to businesses, less than half of those companies surveyed are actually equipped to conduct this function. Now, this points to a clear gap between what the modern customers expect versus what the businesses can actually deliver. And this is really where cloud comes to the picture. Cloud computing changes the way we do business. We're now able to respond to consumer needs better and faster, whether in terms of product launches or communication. But not only that, cloud also frees up financial burdens of the past. It allows organizations to experiment and innovate with less failure risk and impacts. Over the past decade, cloud has been the answer for companies to maintain their innovative streaks. Netflix, Airbnb, and Grab, they're just some of the market disruptors that have turned to cloud on AWS to offer innovative solutions to consumers in the market. Gulld is no stranger to innovation themselves. Next, I'll let Paul share with us on how Gulld has transformed itself to continue being one of the market leaders in the Philippines telco industry.
Hello, my name is Paul Pilley, and I am the head of ISG Solution Chapters in Gulld. Gulld is a full-service telecommunications company in the Philippines. We serve the telecommunications and technology needs of consumers and businesses across an entire suite of products and services, including mobile, fixed, broadband, data connectivity, internet, and managed services. By building the information and data highway for the Philippines, we believe our customers will be empowered to unlock new opportunities, create new possibilities, and redefine their experiences. Our principals are Ayala Corporation and Singtel, acknowledged industry leaders in the country and in the region. We service a Filipino consumer base of about 86 million out of the 108 million population in the Philippines. Through our investment ventures, we have been exploring ways to support our vision of improving the lives of Filipinos. Today, we have major interests in financial technology, digital marketing solutions, venture capital funding for startups, virtual healthcare, and even recently in Philippine entertainment. One notable mention was when we invested in G Exchange in 2004, forming the foundation for the GCash app, which is now under Mint, fully owned by Globe's 917 Ventures. At a time when contactless payments were still an uncharted territory, I'm proud to say that Globe utilized our foresight and experimentation spirit to invest in what has now become the preferred mobile wallet in the Philippines. In fact, by the end of 2020, data showed that almost 1 in 3 Filipinos owned a GCash account. We're thankful that GCash has played an integral role in keeping the economy going during the pandemic. But this wouldn't have been possible had Globe not stepped out of our comfort zones. All these current platforms mapped out here continue to be in flux at Globe as we continue to shape and reshape the telco landscape. In fact, as we continue to stay in flux, we also effectively take care of our employees to make them feel they are empowered to do their best work. Because of this, Globe was selected as the best workplace in Asia in 2018. We continue to take pride in our people's culture as we believe they are the key to our continued success. In fact, the corporate vision of Globe is that we see a Philippines where families' dreams come true, businesses flourish, and the nation is admired. This is a vision that we hold strongly in our everyday routines here at Globe and helps provide the strategic direction for our activities. Cloud has been a great enabler in helping Globe to realize this vision. Globe as an organization has been committed to cloud since the early 2010s. In 2014, our CEO, Ernest Koo, declared a cloud-first policy with a goal to put most of Globe's IT systems on the cloud. By doing so, we shifted our IT spend from CapEx to OpEx model, which allows us to easily scale and respond fast to customer needs. Over the 2 years since the cloud-first policy was established, Globe has managed to reduce our infrastructure provisioning time from 80 days to 5 days. In 2016, 90% of our new infrastructure has been shifted to cloud. In a continued progress on provisioning time, we are now able to do so in just 2 days. This was followed by the milestone of achieving 15 times application performance improvement in 2017 due to the cloud migration. 2018 to 2020 marked Globe's cloud-native years, starting with the launch of our cloud-native mandatory model and refactoring of our applications. Since working with AWS and partners on cloud, we have realized almost 30% of TCO savings, 99.99% uptime reliability, amongst the other benefits as mentioned earlier. In line with our commitment towards workforce empowerment, over 2018 to 2020, we have been working with AWS to get members of our Globe teams and graduate program to be AWS certified. And this brings us to the current year, 2021. 2021 will see our strengthened commitment to the cloud journey through the launch of the Kronos Cloud Community of Practice, in which sits the Athena AWS Skills Guild. These communities of practice will further foster the skills and knowledge of Globe employees, whether in IT or non-IT topics, in order to start speaking the same language of cloud. The quote on this slide highlights why I think cloud is so critical for Globe's future as an organization. Globe needs its solutions to be born in the cloud to truly harness the benefits of providing timely delivery of Globe products and services and ultimately create wonderful experiences for our customers. And to be able to realize the full value of Globe's investment in cloud architecture, it is critical that our people understand not just how to operate on cloud, but how to operate on cloud the Globe way. A cloud-proficient workforce will increase our speed of delivery and agility to respond to customer needs more quickly, enable fault tolerance of our systems and improve service reliability, create operational and financial efficiencies by simplifying our processes and shifting to pay-as-you-use models, which in turn free up resources for new investments and experimentations in the learn fast, fail fast mindset. All of this will keep us on our toes and allow Globe to continue providing innovative offerings for our customers. Having a cloud-proficient workforce is the next step in ensuring that Globe remains competitive in this dynamic telco market. Hence, why we have embarked on a journey with the AWS Skills Guild team. Our community of cloud enthusiasts is called the Athena Community of Practice. Athena sits as part of the wider Kronos Community of Practice, and through both groups, we hope to change the way Globe teams work to be as cloud-native as possible. Globe Athenians will help formulate best practices to help us maximize the value of Globe's investments, and this will be done by attending informal learning sessions arranged through the Guild. Through our champion network and community interactions, we will also push and challenge each other's knowledge about cloud. One of the perks of running a program like the Athena Guild is the access to content and materials to keep ourselves updated with cloud developments. The cloud space is ever-changing, and there are constantly new, improved ways that help us make our day jobs easier. Athena is our vehicle to stay at the forefront of cloud technology in the Philippines. Next, I will hand over to Stephanie to explain the mechanics of the AWS Skills Guild program and walk you through what we have in store for Athena.
Thank you, Paul, for sharing about the Globe journey with us. On the next few slides, I would like to explain how a program like Guild works and where we've seen it help our past customers achieve digital transformation for their organization. But before I go into the mechanics of the Guild program, I would like to touch on why we at the Guild team strongly believe that enablement is key for today's forward-thinking companies out there. Training and enablement have often been seen as low priority items. Historically, it's been a challenge to get individuals to commit their time and attention to learning. However, what this means is that while the organization's leadership are busy building the competitive vision for the future, the capabilities and the skill sets of their workforce on the ground are lagging behind, no longer being able to match and deliver on the strategic vision of their leaders. The 2019 Global Knowledge IT Skills and Salary Report stated that 80% of IT decision makers reported a gap between the team's skills levels and the ability to achieve organizational goals. Now, this gap between vision and capabilities is still very much true. Indeed, as stated in this Forbes article on challenges of moving a business to cloud, when it comes to cloud adoption, the biggest challenge is not technology. It's the people and the processes that must change and adapt. One misconception we often see is companies assuming that a migration to cloud equates instant transformation. Unfortunately, that is simply not the case. Unless their people know how to now work in this new cloud environment and put in the necessary process updates, businesses may not be milking the value of their cloud investment for all it's worth. And you're certainly not going to experience the full transformational impact of moving to cloud. And that was the reason the AWS Skills Guild program was created. Studies show that for true organizational transformation to take place, 80% of the workforce needs to be speaking the same language. We built the Guild program because our customers were asking for prescriptive guidance on how to ensure this transformation takes place for their organization. There are three key pillars that make up the Guild program: excitement, enablement, and champions. We found this to be critical drivers in accelerating cloud adoption and transformation in an organization. Excitement. Investing in skills development and working with transformative technology is exciting. We help companies maximize this excitement, such as through brand identity, gamification, leaderboard, internal and external PR, to create buzz and momentum on the ground. Technical and business enablement. We develop technical skills to allow for execution capability, alongside business know-how and new ways of working. Now, this enables the whole organization to have a benchmark level of understanding cloud terminology, as well as the new ways of doing business. And last, but definitely not least, champions. Creating vocal champions that drive momentum and ownership is crucial for the success of the program. These are the evangelists of the organization's guild. They will help spread the word about Gulld and will be our eyes and ears on the ground to let us know what their colleagues would like to be upskilled on. Now, champions play a huge role in developing the how-to-cloud culture within the organization and will also sustain the program long beyond the customer's engagement with AWS. And lastly, the additional pillar that you don't see on this slide is the KPI and governance pillar of the program. At the start of each Gulld engagement, we sit down with the executives and management from the customer side to understand what kind of outcomes they wish to see from Gulld. We then identify underlying KPIs against each outcome, and this become our North Star when tailoring the program for the customer. Now, these KPIs are tracked on a monthly basis to ensure that we are progressing on the right track. These are some of the benefits of the Gulld program. Our experience has shown that Gulld helps to accelerate the customer skills and platform adoption journey. This is done through the creation of a tailored learning program that individuals feel excited to be a part of, and champions feel invested in shaping for their company. What does this mean for the long-term future of the organization? Well, at the end of the program, organizations will now have a groundswell of leaders in cloud thinking across the business. We have seen the impacts of Gulld stretch beyond learning, but also to operational KPIs and the company's ability to retain and attract talents. Two examples here are from our past customers in the APAC region. The first one, a national financial institution where we trained over 5,000 of their employees on AWS Cloud over a period of 6 months. We helped their teams obtain an average of 12 people certified on AWS Cloud each week. Through strong external PR on their Gulld, the customer was actually recognized as one of the top 10 most desired employers for technical talent in the country. Now, this was a departure from their pre-Gulld days when they used to have difficulty hiring talents. In this second example, we kicked off the AWS Skills Guild program with a national retail chain in APAC. With over 200 retail stores and more than 30,000 employees, this customer needed a proven framework for cloud enablement at scale. Through a series of formal and informal trainings from Gulld, close to 1,500 people were trained on cloud. And out of this batch, the customer's Gulld achieved having 80% of their non-technical head office employees certified on AWS Cloud, as well as 100% of staff in tech roles certified across 5 countries. This really broke down communication barriers and led to much more efficient and effective collaboration opportunities across the different parts of the business. Next, let me share some of the activities we've got planned for Globe's Athena Gulld and how this will help them achieve their Gulld aims. Firstly, let's take a look at the structure of the Athena teams. At the start of the program, we structured the Athena resources into 4 key groups: the Athena Core Working Group, as well as 3 champion work streams: events, communications, and incentivization. This event schedule was put together by the Athena Events workstream, with support from the Gulld team. The Gulld team works with and coordinates learning sessions across a wide variety of topics delivered by our colleagues in AWS, Amazon.com, or even third-party partners. We've selected a variety of technical and business topics with the intention of not only introducing foundational cloud, but also allowing the wider Globe population to deep dive into areas that may help them with their day-to-day jobs. For example, the session of WAF, or the AWS Well-Architected Framework, will help solution architects learn the best practices around cloud architecture and utilize this knowledge to optimize the cloud setup at Globe. We often schedule a mass-scale event at the 3rd or 6th month to boost community learning, such as through hackathons or game days, as well as conduct celebration events to recognize the achievements of Globe Athenians. In terms of scheduling, we understand the busy workloads of Globe Athenians, and hence have scheduled all our events on Thursdays, or Athena Thursdays as we like to call it, at the same time each week. Now, going back to busy schedules, we want to make sure that both the participants as well as Globe management get a good return on investment on people's time spent on Gulld events. We conduct a quiz at the end of each learning sessions to help attendees revise what they've just learned, and also reward top scorers in this quiz. And lastly, utilizing a survey mechanism, we review attendee feedback on a periodic basis and tweak the program in an agile manner to create a Gulld mechanism that truly works for the customer. Now, while the AWS team helped with creating Athena's first event schedule, the idea is for these responsibilities to be gradually transferred to Gulld champions, so they learn skills on how to keep the program running beyond Gulld's engagement with us. And over time, we should also see the event schedule featuring not just AWS-led learning sessions, but also Gulld-led ones, whether on the same knowledge topics or through informal sharing from one member of the community to their colleagues. To underpin all these learning activities, we need to have a robust communication framework in place. A critical element of that is the Athena microsite, where members of the community can go to view information such as upcoming events, supplementary learning, and so on. As part of the microsite, the Athena team have also built a Facebook workplace platform. It allows members of the community to exchange ideas, seek guidance on any queries they might have. Through workplace interactions, we hope to increase collaboration and foster the sharing of knowledge across teams, which can lead to innovative solutions to their business problems. Athena will also have a part in the Kronos Community of Practice newsletter, which provides a useful mechanism for Gulld Athenians to keep up to date with all that's happening in the program. This newsletter will also share the top positions on the Athena leaderboard, which I'll go through in the next slide. So this will keep Gulld Athenians motivated to continue on their learning journey. We feel strongly about ensuring connectivity between members of the Athena community, and we would like to foster as many informal conversations and sharing sessions as much as possible through these tools. As for the excitement pillar of Gulld, here are some examples of what we put in place for Athena. Firstly, a brand identity was created such that the wider Gulld population can identify Athena as the one-stop platform for anyone in Gulld who wishes to improve their cloud fluency. The slogan "Think Out Cloud" was put forward by the Gulld Athena team and serves as a catchy reminder for the community members to always think out of the box and also think in cloud-native ways. The name Athena itself refers to the goddess of wisdom in Greek mythology. We picked the symbol of the owl, which traditionally represents knowledge, hence aligned to the mission of the Gulld program. On the right-hand side of the slide, you'll see a leaderboard mechanism that we have put in place for Athena. Gulld Athenians will get different numbers of points for different qualifying activities, such as attending a learning session, taking up champion responsibilities, or conducting sharing sessions for fellow Athenians. These points can then be redeemed for rewards. For example, Facebook workplace badges that show their progression as Athena members, or tangible swags, such as Athena branded notebooks, t-shirts, or for the MVPs, items such as the Amazon Echo Dots. This goes back to our understanding that everyone's busy workloads and priorities exist. And that's why we need Athena to be as exciting and exciting as possible, such that participating in the Athena program feels less like a chore and more like an enjoyable learning journey. You have now seen some of the activities planned across Gulld's 3 pillars for Athena. The Athena Community of Practice was launched in mid-February and was attended by close to 1,500 individuals across Gulld. Right after the launch, over 200 Gulld employees had signed up to be part of the Athena community, and that number continues to grow. The first learning session in the Athena program, the Amazon Culture of Innovation, was attended by over 1,000 Gulld attendees, and we have 25 learning sessions scheduled over the next 4 months. This paints a picture of Gulld's commitment to upskilling the cloud skill sets of their employees, as well as the Gulld team's enthusiasm in driving their learning journey through Athena. And now, let me hand back to Paul, who will explain his and Gulld's aspirations for the program.
Thank you, Stephanie, for walking through our plans for Athena. As Stephanie mentioned, Gulld is extremely committed to the growth of our people. At the beginning of the Gulld formation, the Gulld Athena team sat down with the AWS team to define the desired outcomes that Gulld would wish to see from our program. We came up with these 3 thematic outcomes: foundational, organizational, and operational. And against each of them are underlying KPIs that we have identified as primary drivers. These KPIs have been assigned to a champion owner and will be monitored and reported on a monthly basis to make sure that we are progressing on the right track. One of the KPIs worth noting is our commitment to get 100% of key IT resources certified on AWS Cloud this year. While this calls for considerable time and financial investment from Gulld and its people, we are willing to make such investments because critical times call for a true digital transformation. As Gulld had started on our cloud journey in 2014, we now need Athena to continuously bridge any gap between our cloud aspirations and capabilities. Through the growth of community collaboration and collective cloud knowledge across Gulld, we wish to create better ways of doing things and faster delivery of products that meet the consumer's ever-growing needs. And not only that, we want to progress our customers' experience with Gulld to one that is truly digital end-to-end. By providing a customer journey that is truly digital end-to-end, we believe that our customers' experiences with Gulld will be even more tailored to their needs and will then seamlessly become part of their digital life. Lastly, before I hand back the presentation to Stephanie, I would like to share Gulld's IT vision for the future. We believe that IT strongly exhibiting these 5 characteristics is critical to ensuring that we remain competitive in the market. An empowered and engaged technical workforce, digital and agile systems, intelligent service operations, increased business value delivery, and a thriving culture of innovation. This is a representation of our own circle of happiness in IT that supports the larger Gulld purpose as a digital company. We deliberately dedicated 2 of these 5 components to be people-focused: an empowered and engaged technical workforce, and a thriving culture of innovation. This is why we see such importance in investing in our people. Solutions to business problems can only lie so much with technology. Ultimately, innovation sparks from individuals, and it is our duty as a company and as leaders to give our people the time and space to grow their knowledge and skills and provide a safe and supportive environment for them to experiment, fail and learn along the way, but emerge triumphant in the end. With that, thank you for your attention, and I will hand back to Stephanie to wrap up this session.
Thank you, Paul, for kindly walking us through Gulld's vision for the future and where you think the Athena Gulld program can support Gulld's strategic plan. Just like Gulld, we are aware that many organizations out there are similarly looking for the solution to ensuring digital transformation to cloud. If you feel that your organization can benefit from the journey that Gulld is currently undergoing with Athena, here are some tips that may be helpful to you. Firstly, identify an executive leader and a core group of committed individuals to spearhead your enablement efforts. Through our past Gulds, we have seen clear evidence that having a strong voice at the top who advocates for the Gulld program is beneficial for driving the cultural change needed for cloud adoption. We cannot stress the power of community. Harness that community of power and opportunities around collaboration and innovation that arise out of these interactions. Create excitement. Your people should enjoy the learning process. Their curiosity and desire to learn should be rewarded such that they'll continue to contribute towards the level of cloud fluency across your company. Be clear about the roles in your organization that need upskilling and to what extent should they be upskilled. This helps you create an enablement program that addresses your needs and maximizes value to your employees. Start learning. The AWS training website has an abundance of supplementary materials available for anyone who would like to learn more about cloud. And lastly, work with AWS on a customized Gulld enablement plan for your team. The Gulld program will put together a tailored program that helps your workforce accelerate their cloud adoption journey, ultimately creating a cultural and digital transformation for your organization. To gain more confidence and hands-on experience with AWS, access the digital training built by the AWS experts. Attend our instructor-led classes by qualified AWS instructors and learn how to design, deploy, and operate highly available, cost-effective, and secure applications on AWS. Validate your technical expertise with AWS and use your practice exams to help you prepare for AWS certification. Before I wrap up, I would like to say thank you to everyone who has accompanied us on this session. We hope it has been useful, and we look forward to receiving your feedback.